YouTube, what up, what up, what up? GasMask back in the building with another video for y'all. Now, y'all already know how I start these off, man. Shout out to the Gas Gang. I appreciate each and every one of y'all. Make sure y'all like, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and drop me a comment down underneath. We done blew past 200, man. We on the way, bro. We gonna keep this thing going, bro. You already know what I'm talking about. So, with that being said, we're gonna get right into this video. And it's funny, the last video I made was about the COVID. You know what I mean? I usually don't do these kind of videos, but whatever. We touching all topics, bro. You know what I'm saying? We touching all topics. So this particular video I'm about to react to is Ice Cube being interviewed by Joe Rogan, and Ice Cube is talking about how he turned down $9 million just so he wouldn't have to take the COVID vaccine. So it's crazy. We just had a convo about the COVID vaccine, and then I see this video, and ironically, quiet as kept, just as fate would have it, Ice Cube is talking about he so did not want to take the COVID vaccine that he turned down a potential $9 million that he would have made had he taken the vaccine. I believe he was shooting a movie or something. Again, I didn't watch the clip yet, so I'm gonna watch it in real time. But I believe the story is he was doing a movie, and they wanted him to take the vaccine. And quiet as kept. And I don't mean to switch gears first, but I believe this is what happened to Jamie Foxx. Now I could be wrong, but we all know what's going on with Jamie Foxx. And Jamie was he was shooting a movie. He was shooting a movie, and the word is quiet as kept. He was pressured into taking some kind of COVID shot or vaccine, and then he had a bad reaction. And I can't confirm this, but allegedly he was on a movie set. We know he was shooting this new movie with Cameron Diaz and all these other people, and they forced him to take a shot if he wanted to remain on the movie. And I'm just bringing this up because Ice Cube is getting ready to talk about how he was in this similar situation. Difference is Ice Cube turned it down. Jamie Foxx apparently wanted to do this movie, so he allowed himself to get pressured into taking the shot. And I believe his family is being pressured about keeping quiet because they don't want everybody to panic because Jamie is such a high-profile case. But that's a whole nother story that I will probably get into in another video. But for now, let's jump into this video with $9 million he turned down in order to avoid taking the COVID shot.
I saw that you'd have to pass out a movie because they wanted you to get shot.
Yeah, they strangest thing, say we're doing a movie. I'm like, okay, and then all the producers in Hollywood decided that they don't want anybody on their movie set that haven't gotten a vaccine.
And what year was this?
This is 2020.
Okay, so it's in the middle of it.
Yeah. I mean, we're coming out of it. I think it might be 21 when we know, okay, everything is going back to normal. But I believe the news came out during 2020, and so I never thought it was a producer's mandate. I thought it was a studio mandate. But I think the studios really wanted to have, kind of a little out, so they put it on a producer. Like, this is not us. This is this production, that production, this production, that production. I'm like, but it's every production. So you mean tell me every producer in Hollywood has this mandate? Give me a break. It has to come from the studio to hit every producer because every producer don't think the same. Like,
right.
Some producers, had their own different opinions. So anyway, it was a studio mandate. They put it on individual producers. So producers talking to my people, and they're like, if he don't take it, he can't be in the movie. It's like, it's not taking it. It's not taking it. It's like, okay, can't do the movie. Okay, no problem. Now, I didn't go out telling everybody what happened. I didn't put the word out that I didn't even tell people that I wasn't vaccinated. I didn't tell people not to go get vaccinated. I didn't tell people that I'm not doing this movie because I don't want to be vaccinated. But somehow, some way, the news hit the, I don't know if Hollywood Reporter or somebody put it out that this is why Cube is not doing the movie. And I thought it was chicken shit. Thought it was, it's like, what happened to the HIPAA laws? Or OSHA, one of them, I forgot, I think it's HIPAA, where you're not supposed to reveal a person's medical status. And here it is, they printing mine. And so I just thought it was bullshit. And it just kind of snowballed, I'm like, what they want is for people to tell me I'm stupid.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? They want
Exactly.
people to tell me.
Exactly. Now, I told y'all how, I was being pressured even by my own parents. Now, I understood it's because my parents, they don't do their own research. My dad is very smart. My parents are smart. My dad is very smart, but he wake up every morning and read the Wall Street Journal, and he watches CNN and he watches the news. So he's informed, but he don't do his own independent research. So whatever the news say, and then we got the 24-hour news cycle, it begins to program you and brainwash you to whereas this is all you hear, so you just believe it. So if you don't, and that's the thing about being lazy about your information. You can't just take what's being told to you and just say, oh, well, the news said it. You know what I mean? And I think the older generation has been kind of programmed to just rely on the news. And it's like now the news is obsolete. You got the internet. Now everything is misinformation on the internet as well. So you got to have discernment and you got to have a lot of sources and really, do your real research. But just to his point, the pressure came in where people start calling me stupid. They saying I'm unfit. They saying I'm a bad parent because I'm not going to get my children shot up with the vaccine and all of these things. And that's when you got to just know to stand your ground and stand strong and unwavering in your beliefs because, like it says in the scripture, narrow is the path to heaven, basically, essentially. In other words, following the crowd, broad is the gates of hell. Following the crowd is not going to get you the right way because the crowd, just following the crowd ain't the way. You got to know what you're doing and stand firm in your beliefs and do that. And so I just wanted to touch on that because, again, in my last video, I talked about, my experience with the COVID and the vaccine and those type of things. So that's why when I saw this video, I had to react to it because it just kind of complemented the last video. So anyway, let's keep going. Let's keep it moving.
You turn it down $9 million. You stupid. I'll do anything for $9 million. How stupid can Cube be? And I don't.
And that's another thing. Cube is in a position where he can turn down $9 million. Would I have taken the vaccine for $9 million? I don't know. If I'm being honest, because I'm not a millionaire, so but at the same time, it's like I'm not for sale. But I don't know. That's a tough one. $9 million is a lot, but what you gonna do with $9 million if you sick or die or you in the hospital? So this is a tough one. But again, yeah, it's cool that Ice Cube, like I say, he got the money where it's not even a second thought. $9 million to him is like 9,000 to me, probably. You know what I'm saying? It's like he can. Even 9,000 is a lot, you know what I'm saying? But 9,000 ain't a lot for me, 9,000. Like, in other words, if somebody offered me 9,000 to take the vaccine, I can instantly shut that down. Like, it's not a thought. 9,000 is not it's not life-changing money. 9 million is life-changing, so, but anyway, let's keep it going.
Care about that. It's like, I didn't lose $9 million because I never had it. Like, if you never have some shit, you can't lose it, okay? You lose it when it's in your bank account, then you look up and it's gone. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But if you never had it, I didn't lose it. It just was never given to me.
Facts.
And so, they try to, put my business in the street, put pressure on me, everybody around me telling me how stupid I am so I can go get vaxxed and say, please let me do the movie. That was never going to happen. I don't care if it was 20 million. That was never going to happen.
And if you got injured from that vaccine, you would have paid that 20 million to be healthy again.
Facts. He just hit that on. Now you got to ask yourself, 20 million is 20 million. So you got to ask yourself, why would Ice Cube turn down $20 million? I mean, it was technically 9, but he said even if it was 20 million, it wasn't going to happen. And he said it flat out. So you got to ask yourself, why? I mean, he must know something to where as though he know that even 20 million ain't worth the risk of taking the vaccine. And then what did Joe Rogan follow with? If you got sick or something went wrong with the vaccine, you would pay that 20 million just to be healthy again. Now let's remember that when you took the vaccine, you had to sign a waiver. Whether it was Johnson & Johnson, Moderna, AstraZeneca, you had to sign a waiver saying that if you have a negative or adverse reaction where something happens to you, get sick or you get ill or you even die, then the pharmaceutical company is not responsible and you cannot sue. So you got to ask yourself, how does that make any sense? They pushing this vaccine saying that everybody has to get it and you're going to die if you don't get it. But then on the flip side, if something go left and you get sick and die, we not responsible. So here, sign this waiver. That just don't make sense, period. That never made sense at all. You know what I mean? And you just know, like, a rational person, a thinking person going to say, all right, this don't add up, bro. Like 2 and 2 equals 4, not 17, bro. Like, it don't make sense. But anyway, let's get back to it.
Right. Yeah.
Damn right. There's a lot of people out there that wish they weren't forced into making that decision.
Facts.
And that's where the real lawsuits are going to come from. The real lawsuits, since you can't sue the vaccine companies, they're going to start suing these businesses, and they're already lining up.
Without a doubt.
Now that makes sense because, again, you had to sign a waiver saying that you cannot sue. If you even die, you can't sue. So you can't sue the pharmaceutical companies. But as Joe Rogan just alluded to, the lawsuits are going to start coming at the businesses that were the people, the companies and corporations where the people worked at that forced them to get these vaccines. I didn't think about that, but that makes a lot of sense.
Without a doubt. It was a gigantic error.
And they're, they fired a lot of people. I think they fired a lot of cops in New York.
Yeah.
And they had to hire them back.
And give them back pay.
But what about the ones that were injured that took the vax?
Yeah.
They got to have some kind of a repercussion because, they just proved.
So hold up. So think about that, right? At a point, you were given an ultimatum. And I know about this personally because my baby mom's, she worked for the federal government and she was given the ultimatum. They told her, look, you either going to take the vaccine or you find another place to work, or you need to come up with, you need an exemption letter. Basically, you need to show us proof of why you should be exempt from taking this vaccine, whether it be a religious exemption or some kind of situation or a doctor says that you can't take it or whatever the case may be. So, I mean, quiet as kept, I begged my baby mama not to take the vaccine. She took it. I told her don't take it. She took it. Fortunately, she hasn't had any adverse reactions or gotten sick or anything. I think she's one of the fortunate ones. But like I said, there's a lot of people that I know and people that I know of and people that I know who know people who have gotten sick, have adverse reactions, are not the same. And some people have actually died. At least 3 of my mom's friends have all died. And the common denominator is they all took the vaccine. Luckily for me, my mom listened to me and she didn't take it. Now, on the flip side, my dad, ain't no telling him nothing because he think I'm crazy sometimes. So he took it. And I'm very thankful that, he hasn't had any adverse reaction. But But yeah, man, but to the point that I was going to make, based off what Joe Rogan said, think about that, where it came time where there was an ultimatum. Look, you either going to take this vaccine or you're going to have to get fired and work somewhere else. So like he just said, like, take the NYCPD. They fired a whole lot of cops that was smart enough not to take the vaccine. And then when it was all said and done, what did they do? They had to rehire them, and not only rehire them, they got back pay. So those turned out to be the smart ones. But what about the dudes who allowed themselves to get pressured into taking it, and they have no recourse, bro? It's crazy, man. Like, it's crazy, bro. Let's keep going, man.
Move that they just kind of told on themselves that we got this wrong.
Yeah. And nobody wants to talk
Facts.
about it. That's the crazy
Nobody
thing.
wants to talk
Yeah,
about
you know,
it.
that's what I'm talking about, the gatekeepers. Nobody can talk about it because somebody above them told them no. From this outlet, that outlet. You know, the NBA, going back to that, you know, I'm just kind of putting it in perspective, but the guys in the NBA used to talk about the big three. If you go back to year one, all the time. And then they just stop. And then I asked my guy, what happened, man? Why y'all stop? They told us we couldn't mention the big three anymore on air. So I'm like, that's chicken shit. You know, that's that bullshit that I'm talking about. That, you know, I'm talking about what happened to me, but it obviously happens everywhere to all of us. You know what I mean? And we gotta somehow, some way get these people out of our way, or not support what they're doing and producing. You know, some of these mainstream outlets are really just an extension of these corporate conglomerates who want to, you know, kind of control our emotions, control our movement, control our spinning, control our personalities, control our mind.
Facts.
And, you know, what we going to do about it, like, at the end of the day? You know what I'm saying? Like, we're going to just sit here and let it happen day after day till we're steamrolled and wore out and have no fight in us? Or are we gonna stand up where we can, you know what I mean, and push back when we can? I know everybody can't in all situations, and don't feel bad when you can't. But when you can and you know you can, do it.
Yes.
Do it. Like, when you have the leverage, take it.
Yeah.
You know? Take it. Like UFC, when you got the leverage, you got to go.
Yeah.
Use that to your advantage. You might not always have the leverage. You might not always have, you know, the right timing. But when you do, when you can, we gotta buck back. You know. If not, we're just gonna continue to get steamrolled and
Facts.
not be heard and canceled and all this kind of stupid stuff.
Yeah, we're just repeating patterns that have played out throughout history.
Yes.
When people get power, they want to have ultimate power. They want more power.
All facts. Man, a lot of that is stuff I've been saying. It's crazy, man. That whole COVID thing is still just wild to me. People don't want to talk about it much. I think people, you gotta realize at this point that we were lied to. Everybody's hush-hush about it. Nobody want to talk about it. And I'm just very glad that I, not to say was smart enough, because I'm not the smartest knife in the drawer or nothing, but I just knew not to take it. I just knew it didn't make sense. I knew it didn't add up. I knew I didn't want to subject my children to that. I knew I would never be able to forgive myself if I allowed myself to get pressured to not only take it myself, but give it to my children. And then something happened to my children, I'd have never been able to forgive myself. So I knew I was just better off taking my chances without it. And I'm glad I did that. And, that's that on that, man. Shout out this thing get ready to die. My battery is dying, so I gotta end this video anyway. But shout out to the Gas Gang. I appreciate each and every one of y'all. This is another one of those serious topics, so I definitely want to hear y'all sound off in the comments about, what y'all think about the whole COVID situation. Did y'all take the vaccine? Did y'all not take it? What went into that decision? How did it affect y'all or not affect y'all? Like, I would love to hear some of these stories, man, because it was just a situation that, I'm pretty sure none of us won't forget anytime soon. And but I'm gonna just end the video on that. Make sure y'all like, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell. Definitely drop me a comment down underneath. Let me know y'all experience with the whole COVID thing. And shout out to the Gas Gang. I love each and every one of y'all. I appreciate y'all. GasMask, gone.